And we're live.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
This is,
I
think
think Siri. Siri's with us
It's
tonight.
week 10 of our live Intuitive Tuesdays with Siri and John.
Yes.
John, what did I tell you about that phone?
Yes.
Come on now.
Come on. Settle down, everybody.
Week 10, everyone.
Week 10, yes.
How about that?
Yeah.
High five.
In the double
High five.
digits.
Giddy up. Very
Growing
excited.
up.
We're growing up.
We'll
Speaking
be
of
teenagers soon.
So, why are we here, John?
Oh, who knows? That's the question, isn't it?
Where are we?
Who knows where we are? So, yeah, Intuitive Tuesdays, intuitive definitions or intuitive
Not
understandings.
diagnosis. Right.
Not diagnosis.
Not diagnosis.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Intuitive understandings to circumstances and stuff we're going through, just how to read your intuition, what it tells you, the body's trying to tell you, messages, or
Let's get my shit together here.
well, you should do that.
And I do it every time.
And you want to
Every time.
There we go.
Turn your volume
100%.
Every time.
100%.
Happy birthday,
I keep
Johnny.
telling myself I did that.
Oh,
every
happy
time.
birthday, John.
Oh, it was my birthday yesterday.
Oh, yes. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I turned 31.
Oh, man.
31.
You're looking good for 31, mate.
Thank you, bro. I attribute that to my my
did,
genes.
Did you paint the greys in, did you?
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
You know how time consuming that is?
One at a time. Yeah, so, yeah, intuitive, anyone out there, well, if there's anyone yet, I don't know yet, but anyone wants to intuitively understand situations in their life.
It's all about asking questions.
It's all about asking questions, always checking with your inner guru, which is one of our videos. So,
That's a good plug, John.
Yes, it was.
Get onto our website, www.bigquest.me. Get to our YouTube link,
Yes.
Subscribe.
subscribe,
Like, subscribe, but whatever you do,
Share.
don't do that.
But whatever you do,
Make
we
sure.
forbid you.
We forbid you from liking and subscribing.
It's a terrible idea.
Subscribe.
Sub.
So, yes, what's some of the intuitive things we went through this week?
What can we share?
Oh, and how long we got?
I don't know.
30 minutes.
A couple of days.
How long an answer do you want?
Yes. So,
Hi, Dane.
hi Dane.
Hi, Dan.
Yes. So yes, anyone out there that wants to ask a question, if they've got something going on in their life,
Yep.
just text.
So we like to focus on
message.
the recurring problems.
Yeah, it's easy to focus on recurring problems, and we don't want general questions that are like, where's my life going? Right?
Yeah.
It's like you need to tell us what's
A
happening.
little bit more specific.
Yeah, so tell us something that's happening, and then we use the intuitive to help you to understand
We need a few
the
more parameters.
possibility of why it's happening. So things like illness, things like accidents, like bumping your knee on the table.
Yeah,
or-
pains, ailments in the body,
yeah,
recurring situations that you might find yourself in
Yeah.
Blocked
work
nose.
life, in personal life, with
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah.
parents, friends,
Yes.
family.
understanding
All that stuff.
there's intuitive reasons, not reasons, but there's intuitive
Messages.
messages that if you know the right questions, you can often find the answer, because the body basically is the barometer of the subconscious. And so our subconscious mind controls the body. So often these things happen to try and tell us a message of something that we need to correct.
Right. And so, so perhaps sometimes if you don't deal with emotions,
Yeah.
then they'll express themselves in some way, like
Yeah.
a rash or an ailment, like a pain
Pimples.
or fuck you.
So let's go with the pimples, eh?
Okay.
All
Let's
right,
go
we'll
with
go
it.
that one. So that's a new one that just.
So I've been getting a few pimples on my forehead.
Right? So generally speaking,
Ew.
Thanks, John. Thanks for bringing that up.
Gross,
No
John.
problem.
so that's what
Gosh.
happens. That's what happens when you go through puberty, mate.
Oh,
We both.
cut.
Cut his head off. So generally speaking, skin conditions, we start with intuition. Of skin conditions, anything to do with the skin, usually has some sort of feeling of unworthy or inadequate feelings. Right? So if it's on the face, so that teenagers go through this a lot when they are going
Thanks,
through
bro.
puberty. They get a lot of pimple breakouts, and they feel unworthy or inadequate about the way they look to the world, or the way they look to their peers, right? So, but that's just generally all over the face. So if you can help them to find out where they're comparing themselves and stop them from comparing, then the pimples often clear very quickly.
Yeah. So about an hour ago,
Yeah.
I'd say, they were really starting to bug me, or one version of me. And so I, had scratched them a little bit, and they became really red and irritated, inflamed. And so I came out here and I was like, right, let's just figure it out intuitively. Sit down and we spoke about it.
So because
it turns out I'm comparing myself to
the knee.
the other John. in certain ways.
Well, of course you have to, because we've got the same name.
Yeah, you know, in I guess in the spiritual side of my talents and abilities,
Yes. Yeah.
comparing them to John, and as a result, and so how that relates to me going forward.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, I can't do certain things as good as he does
In certain areas.
in certain areas, right?
So the forehead here, just often because it's the chakra of the third eye.
Yeah.
So, and it's on the face, so it's how you think you look to other people.
Yeah.
So you are thinking that you're thinking that I'm thinking that you're not good enough.
That's right.
That you're not as good as me.
That's right.
And then because you're comparing to this, how I'm intuitive with this area more.
Yeah.
But then when I pointed out, you're comparing apples and oranges because your intuition with the computer stuff.
So I built a lot of my intuition around my work and IT and computers, right?
Yeah. So you're comparing to me being able to see things in the physical bodies and other people, and you do the same thing with computers.
Yeah.
You tell me stuff that you've done with computers. I've got no idea. So if I compared myself,
brings me great joy.
If I compared myself to your intuition with the computers,
right,
I would have.
You'd be getting pimples everywhere.
Yeah, I'll be like a teenager. In my looks as well.
So so we worked through that, and so you know, I sort of you know, just basically talk aloud to so my subconscious can hear, you know, and that I'm comparing apples to oranges. That I have you know, intuitive strengths in other areas. So there's really no comparison to be made, right? It's just
everyone's different.
The chatter in the brain, right?
Like our fingerprints are different, so we're never going to be the same. But you have that intuitive strength, just like I do.
Right.
And then when you said you do it on the computers, and I can't do it there, then that stopped your ego from comparing.
That's right.
And then the information
just
disappeared straight away.
Yeah.
So that was, you know, and those ones when it does that straight away. We had another person on the other week that had rash on the face. Same thing happened. Once you realise what it was, stop comparing yourself, stop worrying about how she looks to the world.
Yeah.
It cleared up in minutes, and she had that for a day or two.
So there's tremendous power, right, in checking in with your inner guru and working through these things. You know,
the subconscious mind picks up all thoughts and feelings and turns them into reality, whether they're true or not.
Right.
So when we say things like joking about ourselves, as we do sometimes, that our subconscious mind picks it up and thinks that it's true, and then projects that feeling or that energy out to the world. So it's like if you want to lose weight, you know, it's losing weight often. The three main ones that I find for most people. So subconsciously they're saying, I've got no time, I haven't got enough time, or I haven't got enough space, or I haven't got enough money. So, but all the subconscious is I haven't got enough. So then it holds on to all the water and everything that we eat and grows.
So you can actually
grow you have more
weight,
space.
Right?
Yeah, especially the one that gets a lot of people is, you know, they get bombarded by everyone's, like their family's opinions and other people's opinions, and they just go, I've got no space, everyone's hassling me, right? So the body hears I've got no space. So then it retains everything and grows and goes, there you go, you've got more space now.
There you go.
And it's like,
you're welcome.
People who have gone on diets and over and over, I've had a few people that have tried everything, and I've run this technique with them for just a couple of days.
Yeah.
And they'll lose 5-10 kilos instantly without changing any of their diet. They just start saying, they start saying to their body, I've got lots of space and I'm making more. I've got lots of space. There's plenty of space around me.
So you're reprogramming, right? Your subconscious.
Yeah. So the subconscious hears I've got no space.
Yeah.
I've got no space.
That's all it hears, right?
That's all it hears. And so it goes, okay, let's make more space.
Okay.
Let's get us more, you know, so we've got more space around us now because we've got this big body.
So you've got plenty of space.
Yeah. Perfect. Plenty of space. So these are just little intuitive signals that the body's giving us. So, and healing and stuff like that is the same thing. Pains, this is one that we've gone through recently. So most of your pains or most of your stresses, when you stress about something, it's usually your intuition telling you that what you're stressing about, or the result of what you think
is going to occur, or
it's going to occur from what you're thinking about. When you get stressed, when you get sickness, when you feel sick, when you think about something, that's your intuition telling you either the thing's not true or the result's not true. So you might.
How many of you can relate to that?
It's like this is, you know, this happens. You know, one of the things that people often stress about, you know, is like, you know, going to be late for work or whatever else. And it's like, and the logical mind says, well, you know, and they feel sick or they feel like stressed or whatever. And then for some reason, something happens miraculously that they get there on time. And it's like.
I do that all the time with the train job.
Yeah, so watching that stress, watching that, because in nature everything just flows naturally. So the stress thing is actually a warning. It's a built-in mechanism in the body. So the only time in nature we should stress is when the tiger comes and chases us.
Right.
So when there's immediate danger. So it's telling us that there's no real.
So you
danger.
get nodding in your stomach.
Yeah,
you could get a closed over feeling.
You can get sweat and hot, which was my favourite one. Still is at times. It's like so it's not that what I'm thinking about isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking about the result of it, so maybe with the late for work, maybe I'm going to be late for work, and the boss is going to blow up, right? Well, I might be late for work, but the boss didn't blow up. So it was the result of what I thought was going to happen that was. The body was giving me a signal for it. So
subconsciously, your subconscious is I guess interpreting that and stressing you out, but your intuition is going on. Hang on a sec.
So now they call it the field. So everything's connected, right? So in science, and now they used to call it the web. Now they call it the field of life. Right. So when you think about something like I'm going to be late to work and the boss is going to smash me, right? So but the web already tells you, the field already tells you that that's not going to happen because it's already feeling it. It can know everything without you knowing.
Right.
So it knows you're going to be late for work, but it also knows the boss is going to be later, so he's not going to say anything. So that stress is that feeling. If it doesn't flow, when it's not flowing, that's telling you whatever you're thinking about is not true.
Okay. And that takes an element of belief to get to, right?
Yeah, that's why we start.
It's not something that you just start.
We start with the smaller things,
Trusting that straight away, right?
Yeah, started with the vomiting, right? That was our favourite one we started with. So often people get a sensation of wanting to vomit, like my lovely daughter over here, and so they think they're gonna, something's gonna happen, and then they're gonna get in trouble or whatever.
Right.
And that's not true. And something might be going to happen, but they're not going to get in trouble.
Yep.
And then they fight. The intellect fights with it because every other time that's happened, it's happened, and they can't work out why it's not going to happen this time because they can't read the situation of.
So they can even create patterns around that, right?
Yeah. So they, every time I go, to school, and then I get in trouble, blah blah blah, and so they see that and they go, oh, I'm doing it again. I'm staying up late. I'm going to sleep in. And it's like, and so they think that's going to happen, and then they start to feel sick, and they're like, and then that sickness for most people confirms their intuition. They think,
right.
So, this is really true. So now I want to vomit, but it's the opposite reason. Is that's not true this time. Might have been true the other times.
Yeah.
Might have been true every because you only went to school one day a week instead of 5, and so it might have been true all those other times. But this time she didn't sleep.
That's a whole other story.
And it's like, and so and then it doesn't happen. So this is basically what the intuition tells you in those things.
Yeah.
So
that's the power of checking in with your inner guru.
That's the power of checking in with your inner guru.
Tool number one.
That's the power. So if anyone's got any questions, anyone out there in television land, and got any questions or other things like diarrhea.
Right.
Diarrhea often is a feeling of letting go of your plans.
Okay.
So you're sort of planning to do something, and then something comes up you weren't expecting, like you haven't got enough money, you lose some money for taxes or something.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, I can't do that anymore because now I haven't got the money for it. And then that will often cause the diarrhea because you've let go of what you want to do because you think this other thing, and that will cause the diarrhea. Or vice versa, the constipation. The constipation is holding on, saying you can't do it. It's like, and you can work with these ones, which I've done many times over the years. If it's something that happens a lot, and it's always related to emotional blockages. So I can't be creative. I can't do this. Or I can't do that. I can't. Or that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel right. That's another little one that we just recently went through.
No, I can do this, but I just can't see, or I just can't do, and I can't this, and I can't that.
And it's like, or it doesn't feel right to be stern and raise your voice at your kids.
It doesn't feel right to raise my voice and shout at my kids.
It doesn't feel right to raise his voice. It's not right. It's like, I'm like, really? It doesn't feel right. It's like, I've pretty much seen you do it. And when you do it in a balanced way, in a caring way. So you raise your voice to stop what they're doing. And then you show them the affection afterwards. I've seen you come out with this big smile on your face. And then when we were discussing this the other day, you're like, oh, it just doesn't feel right to do that. I'm like, why does it feel right? It's like, doesn't feel like the right thing to do. I'm like, well, every other time you've done it, after you've done it in a balanced way, where you've raised your voice to stop there, very true. And then you've gone and explained it to them afterwards and showed them you're caring, you come out with the biggest grin on your face. Like, so why doesn't that feel right? It's like, so what happened with that one for you? What was the result of there was something underlying that you didn't want to do it because it was you didn't want to raise your voice at yourself.
Oh, that's right.
You just want to discipline yourself.
I didn't want to discipline myself, so therefore I didn't want to raise my voice, so to speak, with myself.
Yes, about something you were doing.
About something I was doing, and so therefore I wasn't going to do it with my kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'm a patriarchal father in training.
Yes,
let's say.
Indeed.
And it's another lot of tools, I suppose. That,
it is.
That we're using, and I'm using, and I'm learning. You know, and I recognise that I've I guess compromised, you know, some of that role quite a lot, and I was paying the price for it. You know, so I'd be in a really good space, and then the kids had just come, you know, charging in, the little one, the 4-year-old ninja, or you know, the middle one or the older one, and you know, they pull me out of my little Zen moments. And then I just jump them, you know, and so that's just analysing that as okay, well, you know, why is that affecting me that way? You know, and that was recurring for me quite a lot.
And that's because that style of raising your voice isn't correct, because you've just raised it and you haven't given them the other nurturing side afterwards. So you're correcting that part, but that wasn't what we're talking about at the time.
Right.
So we're talking about doing it in a balanced way where you stop it with your stern voice and you come in with your nurturing voice afterwards and go, hey, this is how we work together. And so you're misidentifying one as the other.
And so, you know, the changes have been pretty dramatic and pretty significant, you know, like such positive changes come from such little changes. You know.
Working with a win-win attitude.
Working with a win-win attitude.
The win-win is how does it work? Win for them instead of the win-lose attitude, which is that other way of just blowing up and just leaving it at that. With a win-win attitude, you can use your stern voice and go, hey, enough, and then you go, okay, now I had to raise my voice because you were out of control. Now I want to come and talk to you and explain how we can work together so that works for you and works for us.
And you know, it wasn't easy at first. And when I first started doing it, I immediately went to then judging myself, my past self, you know, for not dealing with this how I, you know, should have dealt with it previously. So that was again another lot of stuff I had to work through.
But again, seeing this and reading it intuitively, this is how we got to it and seeing the balance versus because you're always half correct. From if you did it that way, it wasn't a good thing to do. But if you did the same thing and you added the other side, the nurturing side, because we have a masculine and feminine side, each of us do have that sort of divine masculine and divine feminine in us, and learning how to use them both at the right time, and using them the right way. So that's why if you do it in the win-lose, then you just, you know, you become that dad like I used to be with my kids when they were younger. It's like, you know, they would just freeze when my voice would
I do sometimes when you shout at me.
So, and then, you know, but understanding it's like, so then I wouldn't do it. And then they'd have a worse result. Instead of going, okay, instead of stopping the stern voice, just add the nurturing voice afterwards. And
consistency is also key here, right?
Yes.
You know, because you can build it up and you can start to see the change. But then, you know, I remember a couple of days, you know, I had a bad day, whatever that was, and you just stop that consistency even one time, you know, particularly for the 4-year-old.
For the little ones.
And she just will run rife with me, and then as she's walking out of the room, she'll just turn around to him and just go,
give me a little,
got him.
Give me a little, like, got you, and it's like, so it's like, so she was used to using emotional manipulation to get what she wanted. But she knew how to time that when you weren't as aware or weren't as present or you were distracted by something. And so, here, have the chocolate. It's like, you know, because you were busy doing something else. It's like, so that's, and discovering the 4 control dramas.
That's right, I was just about to say that.
Yes, that was very
that was a real eye-opener, learning the different 4 control dramas.
So we developed these emotional manipulations or drama manipulations as a child. So each of us has these 4 control dramas, and they're on an emotional level. So that's the interrogator, the intimidator, the poor me, and the aloof. So the aloof. So if your parents are interrogators or intimidators, so you've got a parent that keeps asking you questions, then you're probably going to build up a lot of aloof or poor me to counter it. Unless you're like these parents who the teenage children get sick of the interrogation and they realise that, because in this day and age we're not allowed to discipline or that stuff.
Human rights and stuff.
Human rights and stuff. So the teenagers just realise that they
can't get out of wooden spoon anymore.
They can intimidate their parents by just fucking screaming and getting angry.
Right.
And then the parent tries to go aloof or pour me to stop them, and it doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Because the intimidating teenager will just keep going.
Right.
Remind me what aloof is, John.
Yes, aloof is like running away, basically. It's like, so if you ask a person who's got a lot of aloof, like we both had, so if an interrogator comes, where were you last night, what were you doing, blah, 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 you just start going, oh, I don't know, so you run away mentally. You just start answering and go, oh, I don't know, I can't remember. Oh,
you busy yourself, you walk around the house and you just do everything else that you shouldn't be doing.
Physically, if you've got an intimidated parent, you'll just back off and you'll just sort of disappear and you'll hide in the room. That's another way of being aloof. So aloof means sort of getting yourself distant, but it can be distant emotionally or mentally. So if you're getting interrogated by somebody, where were you doing? Where were you? Why are you doing that? Where were you? You just go, I don't know. I don't.
You give them enough of an answer that just is, bullshit. Really, they can't figure out what you're doing.
I can't remember. There was a whole bunch of people there, but I can't really remember who it is because you don't want to answer the interrogation, which is fair enough. But it's as you grow through the childhood, and this is a regular pattern, you get one of these things more than the other. So if you got to really say an intimidator as a parent, what's the favourite pour me for an intimidator? Make yourself sick. So the kids create sickness in themselves. It's like, I'm hurt, I'm pain. It's like
I don't feel well.
It's like, so that stops the parent from being the intimidator or interrogator.
Right.
So these are, and once you see these patterns and you see it in yourself, you've got to see what your primary one is.
Yeah, you've got to figure out what your primary one is, right?
And then you can work with it, and and this is how we help people intuitively with that.
Yeah.
And that's a very powerful one once you see it. So
you
start seeing it everywhere. So.
Yeah, I did it with my 4-year-old, with Estella, and because I was doing a lot of aloof, I guess, and and then once I was able to identify what hers were, it was so easy to just work around it, right? And to the point where she just sort of gives up. And she just like looks at you and just laughs and just walks off. She's like, I can't pull this over me anymore. I can't pull that over me anymore.
She tried, I'm crying, I'm sore, I'm this and that, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah. And then she'll just come back in, 10 minutes later with some random made up thing about her baby and trying to weasel away into doing a pour me or doing something else. Just like,
and she's like,
you're doing it again.
I'm not playing the games. I'm not playing the games.
I'm not playing the games.
That's her aloof. What? I'm not playing games. What games? What games? It's like, I'm not here.
That was king.
And then once she realises that you're not judging her for that, you're just catching her. Then she just drops it and starts laughing with you. It's like, and it's just fun again. It's like, we don't have to play the games. We can just we can get what we want. We can work together and we can get whatever you like. So as long as it's in balance with everyone.
So I've been working on that this last week.
So if anyone's got any questions or any other interesting things that they go through,
dare to ask a question. Dare to ask a question.
Dare to be bold.
Dare to be bold.
So so these are and then we're just using our intuition all the time to get the answer to that. So main tool we have, and if it's light, it's right, we call it. It's when somebody asks you a question, if you feel light, that's enlightenment.
Right.
If you feel light, that's like a yes. So the truth will set you free. Is a common term. What is setting you free? You feel light. So a lie will make you feel heavy.
Right.
A lie will imprison you. The truth will set you free. And so that's the basics of how you see this. Because when the freedom is that everything's flowing and everything's natural. So your chakras and your meridians are all flowing. So when there's a lie, and when a lot of people have a truth and a lie together, like especially if you look at any marketing and advertising. Marketing and advertising is all built on that. So they hit you with an infinite truth, like your financial freedom will make your life so much easier. And it's like, but you'll only get it at the Commonwealth Bank. They slip that little lie in, and that goes into the subconscious, and the subconscious picks that up and thinks they've got a bank at Commonwealth Bank so they can have financial freedom, and they don't even know they're doing it.
Yeah, because you've already created the filter around the truth. And then
so the truth opens up the subconscious mind. This is how Hitler did it. Hitler did a lot of these types of things. So one of for hypnosis, one of the techniques to do mass hypnosis is you've got to tilt a part of the body to 45 degrees, and you've got to cause a shock to the nervous system, right? And then anything after that opens the subconscious mind up to any suggestion after that if it's set in the right way. So what did they do? 45 degree on the arm, stamp your heel on the ground. The heel is the best way to shock it. Stamp your heel on the ground, that'll shock the nervous system. and that will open up the subconscious. So anything that's said in the right way after that
Just
is
go
loaded
straight
into
in.
the subconscious, and it's really hard to block it out.
Wow.
That's what the hypnotist guys do when they're up. So if you see them up on
Well,
stage, they'll go up on stage and they'll be talking to the person, and they'll actually, as they're in this, there might be 6 people on stage, and they'll just lean the person back a bit, and then they'll be saying something, and they'll say it a little bit louder, and they'll give the person a little bit jump, but they've actually leant the person back to part of their body back to 45
I
degrees.
must try that on you.
Yes. Good luck with that. So then the subconscious picks it up, and then even though you don't want to bank at the Commonwealth Bank, you find
you're on the phone, downloading the app.
You're looking for financial freedom, and you got to go, well, I better switch from
I can only get it there.
I better switch from Westpac to Commonwealth, so because I want financial freedom, and you don't even know you're doing that.
We might need to add a disclaimer at the end of this one. But
Yes, it's like that was a nice one compared to some of the other banks. We're not bank bashing here.
no,
We can't do that because no.
Let's not go.
Disclaimers. No, so
But we say can and will not be used.
Yes. So this is not. The marketing companies do this, not the individuals, because all the corporations.
Yeah.
They get marketing companies to do their ads. So they don't. Half the corporations don't even know what's going on.
Right.
So this is.
It's all mind control.
It's hypnotic suggestion.
Let's just keep the controversy going.
It's a hypnotic suggestion, right? It's not.
Right.
It's not control. If you know what it's doing, it can't do it to you. It's like,
Mm.
and the fortunate thing about our day and age is there's just so much of it. It doesn't work because you got every bank ad's doing something different. You got every ad all doing this. There's so much of it going in. You can't fucking follow all of it.
Right.
I can't bank at every bank. I can't eat from every fast food store.
Yep.
So there's so much that we just go, oh. So,
Overload.
yeah, it's overload. So we just end up going, okay, quick, put my headphones on and just go where I want to go.
Go loop.
It's like, put some hardcore rock music on, that'll block out all this hypnotic suggestion. And then I can walk around and actually be a bit more present.
Yeah.
So, so the overload cancels a lot of that from the advertising and stuff, so don't worry about that stuff too much.
Right.
It's like, it's only the newer ones that we might touch on base on another day, but not so far. So if anyone's got any questions about that, which we're coming to the end anyway, so it might be a bit late.
In the middle of the talk fest tonight.
Yes, it is. Like, we never do that.
It is the John and John show.
It is the John and John show. It's like Big John, Little John.
Yeah. So what can our viewers expect next week? What are we working on?
More Babel.
More Babel?
We'll go to Babylon
We
next
released
week.
a really
Babylon.
great talk video, I guess, on manifesting your perfect partner.
Yes.
Highly recommend you go check it out.
Do it.
I had a bit of a laugh at myself.
Yes.
Being put on the spot, I had no idea when.
So it was a great one. I said
no idea on the topic on that one.
Yeah. Set him up, so he thought
Set me up fully.
Thought it was being real, and it's like I set him up to cut him down basically.
Yeah, so just follow the links and the link in the comments there.
Go check it out. Guaranteed a laugh.
There's links in the comment to go to our YouTube page. There's all of these tools some of these tools that we've given you today are already on the YouTube site.
Yep.
And there'll be more going up there.
More under development.
There's a free version of each of the tools that we're putting on there. And then you'll be able to sign up for courses if you want to delve into it.
We're pretty big on giving out, the basics of the tools.
Yeah.
To make that, open and free for people to get
One of the things that most
people
hate about it's like, we've got this one little trick that'll help you lose belly fat. Right?
Yeah, we don't do that.
And you listen to a 20-minute freaking video and they don't tell you the trick.
You get sent to a page where you have to register and pay, right?
So we believe in give them the trick.
Yeah.
Like, well, in that case, I don't know what they do, but in this case, we give you the tool straight out, the whole tool. But like listening to your intuition, like listening to if you get sick or whatever.
Yeah.
That's very easy to do, but to get it right and to get it a lot, it's a
to master it, I suppose.
To master it, it's a lot of effort. It's a very deep tool, that one.
Yeah, and what we found is each one of these tools has so many variations.
Yes.
And
so many different ways to say it, so many different ways to look at it, because each of us has a different language in our head. We think there's only certain languages like English and that, but if you go into it and go into the subconscious, there's millions of languages, because the same word means so, and you combine those words. Each of us combines words and
each of us has
them in
a different
way when it goes into
definition.
emotion and its feeling and stuff. So that's why when we do the tools in the courses, they go much deeper and people get a much better understanding of it. But if you're good at your intuition, you can just listen to those ones, and that's all you need.
That's it.
You can take it all the way.
Job done.
Do it yourself.
Enjoy the change in your life.
So thanks, guys. Another Intuitive Tuesday. Number 10.
Number 10.
Out of the way.
Double digits.
Double digits.
Double digits.
Double.
So, Yep. We also do the readings and that if anyone wants personal ones, private ones, they don't want it live.
Offline, online.
Yep.
Cyborgs.
Yep. We can do
Along the lines.
Along the lines.
It's another tool we make it into. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next week.
Namaste.
Namaste.